To explain what is black body radiation, I will first discuss what is actually black body means. So black body or UV catastrophe, these both are different terminologies. So I will first talk about what is black body exactly. So the black body is not which looks like black, but the object which absorbs all the radiation falling on it at all the temperatures. So usually we learn this thing in our school or in our college, that the black body is the object which absorbs all the radiation. But there is one more thing. It also emits or radiates the radiation to maintain the temperature with the surrounding, or to attain the thermal equilibrium. According to Kirchhoff's law, we have A is equal to E. That is, A is nothing but the coefficient of absorption. So we can see that all the objects cannot absorb all the radiation falling on it. So if you can see, we have number of categories of the material, like one is transparent material, one is translucent material, and some are opaque material. So there is some interaction, and every material has different interaction with the light. So different materials have different absorption coefficient, but according to Kirchhoff's law, what he states is the amount of absorption is exactly equal to the amount of emission that material will take place. So why it is so? So I will quickly tell you one real life example. In the cold days, if you touch any metal, you will feel cold. Or if you touch a plastic material or a wooden material, you will not feel any cold, or you will not feel any heat sense. You will feel that okay, my hand temperature and the temperature of the wood will be the same. But if you check actually the temperature of both materials, wood and the metal, you will find that both have same temperature. So what was the difference? Why we feel the metal object cooler than the wooden object? This is because it has higher emissivity, so it can transfer the heat very quickly. It also absorbs the heat, because you can see that if let's say iron material is kept in the sunlight and there is another wooden material, so iron material will heat up quickly. So that's why this law was stating that the amount of absorption will be exactly equal to the amount of emission. So this is because to maintain the temperature with the surroundings. Now what is difference between the emission and the reflection? Because you might find out that we can see the material because the light is coming from those substances, but how can we know that the light coming is because of reflection or because of the emission? So we will see one mirror, or let's say glass plate, and one light is falling on the plate and it is reflecting. So we know, according to the laws of reflection, that it makes the same angle as the angle of incidence, and angle of reflection will be the same here. So there is only one light, one reflected light in the reflected direction. But if you can see let's say some body, not exactly black body, we need to consider any body, we can consider any object, and the some light is falling on it. Let's say the blue light is falling on it, so it has some higher energy than the red light, and if it has to reflect back, it will reflect in only one direction, right? But what will happen in case of emission? This body, this object will absorb the light, and then it will emit this light in all possible directions. So this is the difference between emission and the reflection. So you can consider the case of bulb. So that is example of emission. So you can clearly see that the bulb, when it is on, it emits the light in all possible direction, right? So that is why we can clearly see that there is some difference between reflection and emission. So this normal our glass plate or any mirror can be the example of reflection. So this was the emission and reflection, difference between these two. So black body, which we as discussed earlier, that they are the objects which can absorb all the radiation falling on the material. When the theory started growing up, Lord Rayleigh started formalizing the theory on this, how the material are radiating the light, because we cannot actually measure how much absorbed light is, because we it might have reflected somewhere, or it might have scattered, or it might have transmitted through the material like glass passes the light. So we cannot have any measure, direct measure to measure the absorbed light, but we can measure the reflected light. So what Lord Rayleigh did was he used the Maxwell's theory of light, because at that time interference experiment was successfully established, and they established that the light is a wave, and he used that. And for the light to be wave, the energy is proportional to the frequency, or it is inversely proportional to the wavelength of the light. Along with the Maxwell's theory, he used the Boltzmann's law, which states that E is directly proportional to the temperature. In thermodynamics, we learned this law. E is equal to 3 by 2 kBT, or along the single direction it is half kBT, where kB is the Boltzmann constant. But I am not dealing here with the constants. I am just qualitatively telling how the theory evolved and what was the meaning of UV catastrophe. So I have not yet told you what is UV catastrophe. So combining these two laws, E is directly proportional to T and inversely proportional to lambda. So he clubbed these two equations together, and using these two equations he write the energy density. As I have written the energy, he has written the energy density. Here we will write U of lambda. U is a function of lambda, and in the range of d lambda, it is short interval of lambda, that is wavelengths. This is equal to, or this is proportional to temperature as well as the lambda raised to 4, because E is proportional to 1 upon lambda, and energy density means energy per unit volume. So volume is length cube. So you can compensate with the lambda, or you can take the volume of lambda cube. That's how we can interpret this. So let me quickly show you how this graph looks like. So I will use Desmos calculator. So you can see here graphing calculator. So we will live plot the graph. We can consider that this T to be constant at some value, because let's say we are dealing with some object, it will not change its temperature rapidly. Okay, it will slowly change. So for instance of time, we will consider that T is constant, and let's draw 1 upon x raised to 4. So instead of lambda, I am considering x, because in the graphing calculator you can only plot the functions of x. Now you can see this y-axis is now our energy density axis, which is u lambda, and here this is wavelength axis, which is lambda. So you can ignore this part because our wavelengths cannot be negative. So I can consider only this part, only first quadrant we can consider. Let's zoom some. Okay. So this is the nature of the graph. So this was predicted graph of the black body radiation. So according to Lord Rayleigh, so the graph should look like this. But when they observed experimentally, the graph was looking like this. Can you see this? This is the graph of black body radiation coming from the light of the sun. Here it is shown here. You can see here the temperature of sun, or surface temperature, is around 5800 Kelvin, right? And they can see this type of graph, experimental graph. The Lord Rayleigh's graph was like this. It was going to infinity at lower wavelengths, right? But we cannot observe this. We observe that after some maximum value, it again comes back and it becomes 0. And there are, at very low wavelengths, there is no light actually emitted. Radiation is just light. So that's why you can see, if I click here, labels. Okay, you can see here now. This is visible region, and this region where the Rayleigh's law is not obeyed. actually Rayleigh and Jean's law we call it, because Jean has modified it and give some constant, but we are not discussing what are the constants here. So this is UV region, and in this region the law is not validating, or it is not obeying, it shows some different nature, and that's why this black body radiation at that time was considered to be catastrophe. Catastrophe means it seems to be false, or we can say it is different from what we expect. You can hear in this simulation, this is by Fate Colorado, you can actually change the temperature and see how the graph changes. So in this case, in Desmos we have kept the temperature constant, but in this case by use of this simulation you can actually change the wavelength. For the temperature of sun, our sun, the maximum intensity comes to be at 0.5 micrometer, which is nearly green or yellow light. This comes under visible light. So if I reduce the temperature, look how the graph changes. So the area under the curve changes, but look, one more observation, that the maximum peak value changes to the right side of the wavelength. See again. So I am decreasing. So for the sun temperature about 5800 Kelvin, so it was in this region, right? It was closer to violet light, but now at this temperature below 5000 I came, so it shows peak towards red light, right? So it changes its peak, and if I increase the temperature, it goes into actually UV region or the violet region maybe. So this tells that there is some drawback, or there is some catastrophe in the Rayleigh's law. Then in 19th century, Max Planck came with the idea as light is a discrete energy packet, which we now call as a quanta of light, right? So I will not give the detailed information. I will just give quickly what he stated and what it led to. So it led to E is directly proportional to NH, and nu is the frequency of light. We have just used F in previous slides. So where H is a Planck's constant and N is some integer. Okay. So what this basically tells is light comes in the discrete form and it is not continuous. So then he derived a function, and I will just show you what that function was. So here you can see the function is 1 upon lambda square. I will ignore the constants, lambda raised to 5, and then e raised to, there is some factor of e raised to lambda t, 1 upon lambda t, because sc upon there is lambda kbt. So there is another factor. I will plot this factor also in the graphing calculator, and let's see what it gives. So I will plot one more graph, x up 1 upon x raised to 5. So this looks like this, but there is one more factor, e raised to 1 upon x, let's say, because instead of lambda I am taking x, and also there is a t, but I will ignore here for simplicity. Okay, there is one more sign, minus 1. Okay, so I will keep it in bracket. So it is minus 1, so bracket complete. Now you can see that, okay, it can have some constant. Let's say it has some 0.6. I am ignoring total constant, but to show you, just show you, you can see here for the lower region the graph matches well, but for the higher, sorry, for the lower wavelengths there is no match. Okay, I will decrease the, so that you can see. Okay, now you can see. Now this is very close to the experimental graph which we have seen here. Okay, and that's why the theory was successfully developed, and Max Planck, so we now call him as a father of quantum mechanics. So he gave the small change that instead of continuous waves, the light can come in the discrete form of the light. And now at the end I will like to show one more interesting fact. As I told, all objects radiate the light, at all temperatures, because to maintain the temperature with the surrounding, because there is some absorption coefficient each body has. Now human body also radiates some infrared light. So I want to show you how the curve of our radiation, human radiation, looks like. You can see here, this is energy density and here is wavelength as we plotted. But this temperature is 5800 Kelvin, which is around surface temperature of sun. So it peaks around 0.5 micrometer. So the range, as I am going to change the temperature, the range or the scale is going to change. So keep eye on this. I am going to change the temperature to 310 Kelvin, which is roughly the temperature of our human body, and which is little bit higher than the surrounding. So according to Kirchhoff's law, our body has to emit some radiation, some light. So I will replot this, and now you can see the scale is changed, and this is here you can see 5 micrometer. Earlier it was 0.25 micrometer. So there is some radiation human body also emits. In this simulation we cannot go further, because now if I go very low, below the 2000 Kelvin, we cannot actually see the graph, the scale we cannot adjust. But in this simulation we can adjust the scale or the range, and you can see this. And that's why now you can see why some animals can see in the night. They can see clearly where human being is, because we emit radiation all the time as soon as we are alive, or even after death. As soon as our temperature is above the temperature of the surrounding, till that point we can radiate the temperature. And you can see this is the infrared region. So you can see here is 0.5, and I will to show you. So here it is something 0.7 micrometer. So after 0.7 or 0.8, let's say, there is infrared region. This is total infrared region. So we emit the light in the infrared region. Okay, so this is from my side. If you have any questions, you may ask.
So Eugen, I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
So what are the drawbacks of this Rayleigh's law, Rayleigh's black body radiation?
Yeah,
Some drawbacks.
yeah. Basically, I
Actually, this is also my question, same question.
okay. Okay. So as I told, the black body radiation, which was given by Rayleigh-Jeans law, this law does not give exact nature of the experimental curve, because see, your theory can be correct if it matches with the observations. So the main drawback is that it cannot give the experimental results with their theory. So that is main drawback, as I discussed earlier.
So that's why I'm asking, why doesn't the results are matched? What are the reasons that the results are not matching?
Yeah, the reasons given by Max Planck was that actually Max Planck himself was not believing what he said, but he said that light does not come as a wave, it comes as a discrete parts, and that's why it is not necessary to increase its intensity or its energy density with the wavelength or frequency. It should not change. So it is dependent on the number of photons it has, that is number of wave packets. So at this wavelength, the number of photons or number of packets, energy packets, the number of light we can say are more, and that's why it shows the peak intensity at this temperature or at this wavelength, sorry. And then at the other wavelengths, the number of photons or number of what we say energy packets are very less, and that's why there is no energy density.
Okay. The last question.
Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to ask, this is okay, quantum mechanics, Planck's law, the quantization is okay. But what was the wrong with thermodynamics applied by Rayleigh and Jeans? Okay, I mean to say something was wrong with that thermodynamical application. That's why theory moved towards quantum mechanical concepts, right? So what was the mistake?
Okay.
Thermodynamics.
Okay, so I think this was cleared by the photoelectric effect. I am not sure whether it is cleared with the Planck's law. But what thermodynamics was assuming that any object will absorb all the light, and suppose it has to emit an electron, it has to continuously absorb all the light until it reaches the that energy level. But according to photoelectric effect explained by the Einstein, it is not that way. It is the instantaneous process. So light does not remain in that object. It will immediately reflect or emit, and that's I think that's the drawback of a black.
Okay. So that's one comment, only last comment.
Okay, okay,
Actually, you need to learn according statistical distributions.
okay,
Okay,
right,
you
right.
are missing something. You
Okay.
are missing something that is very great.
Yeah.
You are missing what are the things you are missing? You have to discuss statistical mechanics as per Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution,
Mhm.
Dirac distribution, and
Okay.
Bose-Einstein distribution.
Okay.
See that formula, this formula you are calculating plotting, that has come because of statistical distribution. And you need
Okay.
only Maxwell-Boltzmann,
The most probable distribution one.
Right, right.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot explain this without statistical mechanics.
Okay, okay.
You
Got
cannot
it.
explain without Boltzmann, Maxwell, Boltzmann, and Bose-Einstein. So once Max Planck applied Bose-Einstein, then he got that distribution.
Right,
That's my
right.
comment.
Right,
So
right.
take it positively.
Yeah, yeah. Sure, sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
What Bipin sir said, I just like to add one very, small thing here. Because, this particular experiment, this black body experiment is such an experiment which actually clubs all the three types of physics. That is what classical mechanics,
Right, right.
quantum mechanics, and also what the statistical physics or the
Yes,
statistical
correct.
mechanics.
Right.
So you will get an application or the applicability of this particular experiment in all these fields.
Yes.
Okay, so that is what actually Bipin sir wanted to say.
Okay, okay. Got it, got it. Yeah, yeah. Sure.
Yes.
Okay, so very well explained again. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can sun be treated as a black body, sir?
Actually, ideally, the black body is the material, as I told, which absorbs all the light and emits all the radiation at a higher temperature. But what you can see, all the material cannot absorb all the light. It partly emits, it partly reflects back, it partly transmits. So there is no 100% absorbance, but we can treat some bodies to be close to the perfect black bodies. Like generally in astrophysics, we deal the stars to be perfect black body because they radiate all the temperatures, all the energy, because they are at very high temperatures. So we consider them to be close to black body. Or on the earth, you can consider some material which absorb all the light, can be treated close to black body, like platinum black or our carbon black. It is not actually black body, but we can take it as a close to black body, and we can observe the spectrum.
Okay,
Yeah.
Eugene, can you please now stop sharing your screen
Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Okay.
so that we can move forward?
Yeah, sure.
And
Thank you, Eugene. Very good.
very well said. And actually, such type of discussions, need a lot of time actually. So, but we are actually running.
Yeah, yeah.
the
Sure.
main constant to us.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
So we